The Honourable Member for Hiri.
Thank you, Acting Speaker, for the opportunity to ask this question. My question is directed to the Prime Minister, and the front bench, particularly the Treasurer, can take particular note. This morning, Acting Speaker, I received numerous text messages from my constituents in Koiari, particularly the landowners of Hiri-Koiari Development Corporation, Central Sogeri Development Corporation, Hogeri Development Corporation, and Rona Development Corporation. This relates to a power blackout. They've been basically taking over the Rona power station and put blockages at Rona 1 and 3 access points towards the water. This will affect water supply to Port Moresby and affect over close to 1 million people in this city. Mr. Speaker, the claim is in relation to outstanding claims, outstanding commitment by the government, totaling a sum of 15 million kina. 10 million kina has been paid in the past, and what's outstanding is 15 million kina due and payable to these landowners. There's a peaceful protest at Rona as I speak. The police have attended to the issue, and it's very peaceful. But that does not change the fact that power is running at 25 megawatts load shedding, very heavy, and I'm not certain, there is no undertaking from anybody that whether or not power and water will be restored anytime soon. It seems the answer to that can only be given properly, and if there is some reassurance by the good Prime Minister to our people of Port Moresby and Papua New Guinea to hear whether these Rona Koiari people could be settled very, very quickly. Otherwise, businesses are also going to shut down, operations will shut down in the city. Thank you.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to appreciate the question by the member for Hiri-Koiari and give my indication and assurance that the Minister for Commerce and Trade, Minister for State-owned Enterprises, and Minister for Finance are on top of this. To our people at Koiari, who are traditional custodian of the waters that supply water and generate power for our city, their contribution is appreciated and valuable. The three ministers with the respective departments, with yourself, Mr. Deputy Speaker, with the member for Hiri-Koiari and the governor for Central, if you could assemble after this afternoon's session and organize a time in which 5 of you, if not representatives from yourselves, could meet our landowners to indicate to them that their grievances are to be settled. At the very earliest, as I speak, I think Treasury has released the warrant of 5 million kina, and it is in our system to be matched with the matching cash, but the landowners must indicate as to exactly where the disbursements will filter to. This is not the first time we, government, have made payments to the same group of landowners, but as sometimes as it has happened in the past, 1 or 2 walk out with the money and the rest are left behind. And so the landowners, it must be a transparent public process. They must be at one unified place. The representatives are there. They must nominate the accounts in which the disbursements will take place that represents all the interested landowners and the families, so that disbursements can take effect, and this will be a catalyst for what our government has structured going forward into the future, something that has never been done before. Our government, our coalition government, have passed a policy where what will eventually be the subsidiary taking over from what was at Arano. That subsidiary will have a equity structure where 60% is held by PNG Water, 20% is held by the Koiari Landowners, and those who live in the footprint of the pipeline and power line into our city and the surrounding areas in Central, and 10% will be given to Central Provincial Government, and 10% given to the National Capital District Commission. So we have divided what will eventually be the subsidiary of PNG Water that embraces the business what used to be Edarano, we've divided now 60 for PNG water for the rest of our country. 40% is split in that 20 for landowners, 10% equity percentage for Central and NCD. So that's long-term business prospect that is being put, has never been done before, to our important resource owners up there in the Koiari Mountains. This is in acknowledgement to the fact that they have survived up there supplying water to us. City and the surrounding have been beneficiary to the waters that have been sourced from the traditional land and areas. But for the immediate 15 million kina that is claimed to be outstanding, 5 million has already been warranted. Our Treasury and Finance and Planning are looking through our government registry to ensure that the other 10 is matched if it is outstanding. And at the very earliest, the disbursement breakup they propose in the presence of the district member and the provincial governor, that disbursement can take place. And I want to give assurance to our people at Koiari. We may have missed September, but it is early October now, and the ministers and PNG Water and PNG Power officials will get to them at the very earliest. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.